Yes, ma'am. We'll share it once we require it.
Let us do one time testing now, so that at that time there is no problem.
So, okay, sir.
स्क्रीन शेयर किधर हो सच्ची स्क्रीन शेयर हो जा स्क्रीन किधर शेयर किधर हो रहा है शेयर नहीं हो रहा है शेयर नहीं हो रहा हाँ ऑप्शन लाइव जा रहा हूँ से कैसे करूँगा
जी हाँ बाकी से करना
सच्ची मेरा स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हो रहा है मैं लाइव पे हुआ एक्चुअली स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हो रहा है स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हो रहा है लाइव पे सब दिखेगा तो क्या कर रहा है
डायरेक्ट वो YouTube पे लिंक दे देने बोलो वो डायरेक्ट
ये है आपकी जिंदगी के कुछ खास हिस्से जिनके बिना आप जिंदा नहीं रह सकते।
It's audible now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and good morning to one and all present here. I'm Marina Givargis, Assistant Professor at Sheth and Sir MD College of Arts, Science and Commerce, and would like to welcome you all to the webinar on Electrowarriors, a proactive approach in tackling electronic waste. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our Honorable Director, ma'am, Mrs. Jyotika Tonde. It's an honor and a privilege to have you, ma'am, with us today. Ma'am, would you like to speak a few words?
Principal Dr. Mahendra would speak, but I just say at this juncture, all the best, and I'm sure the webinar will be a success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to welcome our principal, Dr. Mahendra Kanodia, sir. I would now request Dr. Mahendra Kanodia, sir, to enlighten us with a few words.
Thank you, Marina. And said, welcome to one and all those who are attending the session on Google Meet, and also those who are present or watching us on YouTube. An effort taken by Andheri College, and Marina is taking it as a lead for Electrowarriors, the title being given, where we're working on e-waste. So when this best practice came in our head, the first name which arrived was Mrs. Sujata Kotian. I knew her. She's very hardworking and dedicated. I worked with her earlier, so I can say on that note. And she will be definitely, I'm very much sure about it, that she'll be able to give you a very good insight on this, because she has worked on the ground. She has worked on this, domain, and from an IT background, actually understanding the urge of this kind of, management of e-waste, and she will better person, or she's the best person for us to guide on this topic. So welcome, Sujata.
Thank you so much.
And I wish everyone a luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Among us is also present the IQAC coordinator of our college, Ms. Manisha Sayani. We present a warm welcome to you, ma'am, and will request you to speak a few words. Ma'am, kindly switch on your mic.
Thank you, Marina, for this warm welcome of yours. Our management has always been very supportive when it comes to spreading awareness pertaining to the underlying issues of the society. E-waste management is one such today. With the rapid boom in the tech and the gadget industry that we all have witnessed in the last 15 years or so, be it urban or rural, the use of multiple gadgets has become a norm. But with every innovation comes a responsibility to not only use these gizmos, but also to dispose them off in such a manner that they leave no perilous footprints for the current and the future generations to come. We are very elated to have amongst us an eminent academician, Mrs. Sujata Kotian, who will enlighten all of us in these spheres today. Not taking much of your time, I request my strong, robust committee, headed by Marina ma'am today, to proceed with this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your encouraging words. I take this moment to welcome our expected guest speaker, Mrs. Sujata Rahul Kotian, the teaching and non-teaching staff and the participants of our college and the other colleges as well. Now, I will turn on to Bhumika to introduce to the college slides.
College is a place where students develop personal personality and various skills. This helps in accelerating students' maturity levels. The college environment then becomes a major factor in shaping students' mindsets and enhancing listener perspective on the world. So let us have a look at the infrastructure and environment of our college and get to know more about the college. As you can see, this is the history of our college. Our college was established in 1963. It is an affiliated college to Mumbai University of Mumbai. This is our esteemed trustee, Mrs. R.T. Sanji. Ma'am has a mission to provide progressive education to undergraduate studies. We meet our Honorable Director, Ma'am Mrs. Jyoti Rahul. She is a curative example of leadership. I would like to introduce the principal, Dr. Mahendra Kanodia sir. These are the four self-degree courses available in our college: Information Technology, Biotechnology, Mass Media, and Computer Science. Our college has air conditioning, auditoriums, one on the ground floor and another on the first floor. Our college has a good ambience and good quality food at a pocket-friendly price. Special care is taken to maintain the place is always sanitized and hygienic. The college has a huge playground for sports lovers. All our outdoor sports events like cricket, football, volleyball, etc. are conducted here. As you can see, there is also a tennis court provided by our college. We have a gymkhana for girls and boys on the ground floor. All our indoor games are played here, like carom, chess, and many board games are kept here for us. For book lovers, there is a huge library. Our vast library has a distinct section for IT-oriented books. Our IT and CS labs are fully fledged PC labs occupied with the high-end system. They are on the ground floor. This is the biotech lab situated at the second floor. This is our mass media room situated on the first floor, integrated with high-tech computers and graphic cards and graphic processors. As you can see, this is our spacious and well-maintained classroom. Our college has a certification center called NBCEC. You can visit and explore more about it on its official website www.nbcec.com. There is also MSc certified course in digital marketing offered by our college.
इनसे बंद करके रिकॉर्ड करो क्या मंजुनाथ
Moving on, let's meet our esteemed guest speaker, Mrs. Sujata Rahul Kotian, an e-waste enthusiast, HOD of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence at RG College at Ghatpur, having done her Masters in Information Technology. Currently, ma'am is pursuing PhD in IT from Mumbai University. On this occasion of International E-Waste Day, this is an opportunity to reflect on the impact of e-waste and the necessary actions to enhance the circularity for the e-products. So, let us learn together what contributions the world needs from us in terms of electronic waste and its management. Sujata ma'am, I would like to request that you take over and begin with the session.
Thank you, Lina. Before I share my screen, I would like to extend my thanks to Director Madam, Mrs. Jyoti Madam, Principal Dr. Kanudia Sir, IQAC Coordinator Manisha Madam. It is privilege for me to come here and deliver this session. The area, the e-waste management, I think it has been nearly now 8-9 years for which I am working on. And when I was working previously, I was working in SM Shetty College. So since 2015, I've been there and working on e-waste management. So I will try my best today what I can deliver with my knowledge to all the students, and I can try to just give some information that how we can tackle to overcome with this problem. And this is the problem which is like not being talked so much in our country now also. So we have to at least understand that what we can do from our end, that we have to understand today. So I'll share my screen, I'll start my presentation, and I request all the students, if you have any question, we can discuss to the end of the session. I'll just open the question answer session at the end of the presentation. I will be just sharing my screen. Just a moment. Uh, my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
बफर हो रहा है ब्रो बफर हो रहा है
Okay, so good morning, one and all. Today, like we have this Electrowarriors, a proactive approach that we are trying to find out to tackle, with the e-waste problem. We are trying to identify. We will see the solution for it, and at college level, at student level, at teachers level, that how we can actually contribute and we can make a better place to work on, especially when every college nowadays has lot of electronic items into their premises. Even in our homes that we have lot of electronic devices, we are going gradually and we are going to learn, how we can tackle with that. So very basic thing, not going so theoretically, but I will try to just explain what is required. And first we have to understand, what electronic waste is or e-waste. Basically, which I can tell you, India is a country which is now still a developing country. Uh, we are the place or a hub, you can call that, for getting the electronic waste from the developed nations. So you can talk about the US, you can talk about any other developed nations. They prefer India as one of the leading developing countries where they can actually send their electronic waste. And we are the one, becoming a dumping place where they can get their e-waste and dump over here. And we are happily accepting it because in our country, from small thing also we can earn money. So it is like something electronic waste, people find out number of opportunities from the electronic waste to earn money. So they, do the dismantling of the e-waste, they just refurbish it, they reuse it, and they will sell it again back to the market. But they don't understand if they are not handling it properly, so how it is going to affect their health. So this lack of awareness is still there in our country. Okay, so in short, what electronic waste is, the electronic items which doesn't have now more life and it is now near to its end of life, that is something also called as end of life electronic material. So it becomes ultimately the e-waste. So what we think is, now the materials that we are not using it more, the electronic items we are not using it more. So for us it becomes e-waste. And we just dump it randomly, into the garbage, and then we said, or we sell it to some vendor just to get some amount of money, not that much of amount of money also. But we don't know how it is going to be, reused, whether it is going to be reused or whether it is going to be handled properly the way it was supposed to. Because we have many informal or illegal, companies who are running and they are taking the electronic waste and they are not handling it properly. Handling it properly means the people who are involved into tackle with the electronic waste where they fit and separate so many of the things from the electronic waste like some memory, some hard disk. These are things when you are getting separated, there are many you can say chemicals we have, there are many metallic constituents we have in the electronic waste. So when it comes to the contact of a normal human being, it can lead to the hazardous health risk. So that is where we are lacking it. We are just watching, that okay, this is the electronic waste which is going to give us some money, but ultimately where it is going, we are not understanding. Okay, so electronic waste or e-waste describes discarded electrical or electronic devices. It can also be commonly known as waste electrical and electronic equipment, which can also be known as end of life electronics. But for us, we think that okay, this is now no more in use for us, but then it can be useful for the other people who can make things out of it and they can sell it or they can make a refurbish of it and they can reuse it again. So today, like we are observing this day as International E-Waste Day, today we have to make sure that we are going to take some goals towards our environment. So at the end, we will come to know that what is our job at a personal level that we are going to understand today in this a very good day that is called as International E-Waste Day. So what all things can become your electronic waste? So like whatever day-to-day life, which are nowadays it's not a luxury. It is like something has become the necessity. You talk about the phones, you talk about the laptops. Like in terms of mobile phones, I think India is one of the leading countries where the mobile phones are being used so much. Like if I have today 130 crore population, we can't even imagine, except those small kids. I think everybody, even nowadays, small kids also know 1 year, 2 year kids also know how to operate the mobile phone. So it is now a necessity. It is not a luxury thing anymore, right? So electronic items can be included like laptop, monitors, or your PDS, personal devices, your television. Previously, the previous generation, I can say before 10, 15 years back, we used to have a habit like कोई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम का लाइफ जितना हम एक्सटेंड कर सकते हैं कर पाएंगे, we will do it. Okay, उसको repair करते रहेंगे. During our parents' time, we used to do that. So they used to repair every electronic item till the time they are not going to be like, चलो हमने हार मान लिया, अब हम नहीं इसको repair कर सकते. Till that time, we used to repair it and we use it. Now, what is happening? We are using iPhone, another version comes, we will just switch it on. Okay, this is what we are doing in today's generation, where we are actually lacking. Okay, so I'm just giving a brief statistics like what we have a growing e-waste problem in India. So as per the latest September 2021 statistics, it says that India was one of the fastest, still it is one of the fastest growing producer of e-waste globally. So in 2020, India has nearly generated 3.2 million metric tons of e-waste. Here it says that as per that statistic, per person of this country has nearly generated 2.4 kg of electronic waste. That is what we are doing it right, like in current situation. So major cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, these are the few cities, states, they are the leading generators of electronic waste. And not to be very shocked, like Mumbai is one of the leading, is the leading city right now in all this e-waste generation. So lack of formal recycling. That's what I said. There are many informal, illegal companies or vendors are available. You cannot even rectify, whether they are the one who is going to refurbish or handle your e-waste properly. And we will just hand it over to them. So what is required over here? We need to check their certifications, whether they are certified to the government of India or not. Okay, then only we can understand, okay, this is the place where I'm giving my electronic waste and it is safe because they are going to handle it properly and it is not going to ultimately harm the environment. See, in our country, we have a very good knowledge, how the air pollution happens, water pollution happens, all types of pollutions we know, but how this electronic waste pollution is happening, we are not focusing more on that, right? So lack of formal recycling, there are small portion of e-waste which considered that they are properly collected and recycled through a very formal channel, through a formal vendor, through a legal vendor. So very small portion of e-waste has been reused or collected in a very correct way. So it leads to a very environmental pollution. It is going to give the health hazards to the humans who are actually taking it informally and handling, not so legally. It is going to affect their health and life. So what government has done in this, government is taking initiatives. They are making the laws, they are making the regulations. Even they have implemented the e-waste management rules. So that people can able to understand. The problem is here, about this e-waste management rules and regulations. Now it has been made by the government of India and it has been expected by people that they should follow it. People means the companies, the MNCs, the IT industries who are actually, into more of this generation of electronic waste. Because if you see the MNCs, after 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, because of their work, is growing and they want to upgrade their systems, they want to upgrade their servers, they want to upgrade their machines. So they will definitely going to change the machines and the remaining one, the one which has now left over, how it is going, where it is going, either they are giving to, the scrap people who are going to just taking and giving certain amounts to the companies. So for that, we need to overcome with this problem. Government has made certain e-waste management rules, but still, sadly saying, it is not being followed by many of us. So the awareness campaigns and educational initiatives are mandatory in today's time, which has to be conducted and where we can address these issues, okay? Where we can tell the people, okay, this is what we have to go through under the rules and regulations made by the government of India for e-waste management. If you are not following this particular rules and regulations, what you are going to get, okay? So that also we have to have a awareness. Just a statistic, an e-waste Taj Mahal every day we can create it. It means it was one of the statistics given like every day in 2019. That means in 2019 the amount of e-waste has been created per day. That was 1,40,000 metric tons of electronic waste was created one day. So researchers have calculated that if this e-waste was made up entirely of bricked iPhone 11, you could use those bricks to rebuild the Taj Mahal as you should. So this was the amount of electronic waste which has been generated. But nowhere it is mentioned, nowhere it is written like how this much of electronic waste. And this statistic talks about only one day of electronic waste. So we can imagine the complete year, how much electronic waste was being created and generated, where it has gone, how it was being collected, who has handled it. We don't know. There are, yes, official recyclers are available, but how much as a human are ready to give our electronic waste, in a free of charge? That's what we are lacking also, right? If I have some cell phone, let's say, and if it is not working, am I ready that much to put that cell phone, which is now considered as electronic waste, to that eco bin or certain place, and I'm not going to take money for it? So this kind of awareness is not available. People are not that ready to give their electronic items, even though it has now become scrap. So they are not ready to give it for free of charge. They want money for their scrap material. And e-waste, it is assumed, it was being predicted, one day by 2030, the world's annual e-waste is projected to engulf the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, that is your World Trade Center. So you can imagine that what level of electronic waste we are going to generate. For your knowledge, the World Trade Center now has reached to 1,776 feet from its roof to the top of its sphere, and it has a footprint of 40,000 square feet. So that much of amount of electronic waste we can collect and we can make a new World Trade Center from it. That will be the level of electronic
हो रहा है
waste.
मेरा
So again, I said like Mumbai is one of the leading cities currently where we are generating the maximum electronic waste, and followed by Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata. These are the few cities who are also
फाइनल
contributing for generation of this electronic waste. Here I would like to have the video. We will understand through the video. If ma'am can play that video, if you wanted, I can unshare the screen. Can I stop sharing it?
Yes, ma'am. Should I share the YouTube video?
Yeah, yeah. First one, the video one, you can play.
Yeah, I'll just share.
ये है आपकी जिंदगी के कुछ खास हिस्से जिनके बिना आप जिंदा नहीं रह सकते। ये है आपका टीवी जिसके साथ आप हंसते हैं, रोते हैं। ये है आपका मोबाइल जिसके साथ आप जागते हैं, सोते हैं। ये है आपका चार्जर जिसके बिना आपका मोबाइल सांस नहीं ले पाता है। पर जैसे ही ये पुराने होते हैं, ये कर देते हैं आपकी पोजीशन में पंचर। तो फिर आप क्या करते हैं? रात गई बात गई, अब तू कौन मैं कौन। अब तक आपने जिससे लिया मजा, वो आज देता है दुनिया को ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की सजा। अब तक आपके घर की जो था शोभा, वो आज फैला रहा है किसी और के घर में बीमारियां। यानी कि हमारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक उपकरण जब हमारे काम के नहीं रहते, तब वे पर्यावरण के लिए बन जाते हैं ई वेस्ट। और ये वेस्ट कोई मामूली वेस्ट नहीं है, क्योंकि इन उपकरणों में मौजूद होते हैं मर्क्यूरी, लेड, कैडमियम, क्रोमियम और प्लास्टिक्स जैसे टॉक्सिक पोल्यूटेंट्स, जो इंसान और पर्यावरण दोनों के लिए हानिकारक हैं। आज देश के असंगठित क्षेत्र में कार्यरत हैं देश के लाखों लोग। नियमानुसार ना चल रहे इस क्षेत्र में ये लोग कूड़े कचरे के प्रोसेसिंग के दौरान जहरीले केमिकल्स के संपर्क में आते हैं। और तो और इस वेस्ट में मौजूद होते हैं सोना, चांदी और तांबे जैसे कई कीमती पदार्थ भी। एक तरफ हम दुनिया के सबसे ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सामान इस्तेमाल करने वाला देश बन रहे हैं, तो साथ ही में दूसरी ओर हम ई वेस्ट भी उतना ही ज्यादा जनरेट कर रहे हैं।
कभी कभार इन दिनों हमारे यहाँ पहले अच्छी पेन रखना वो स्टेटस था, अच्छी घड़ी रखना स्टेटस था, अब अच्छा फ़ोन रखना स्टेटस है। ई वेस्ट इसके विषय में अवेयरनेस नहीं है। देखिए हमारे देश में एनवायरनमेंट की समस्याएं इसलिए आई कि जिसको जीप चिल्ला कारखाना लगा दिया, दे वर नॉट कॉन्शियस अबाउट इट। हमने ई वेस्ट के संबंध में एक मिशन उठाना चाहिए, ऑनलाइन चलाना चाहिए, अवेयरनेस कैंपेन करना चाहिए, ई वेस्ट के सॉल्यूशन खोजने चाहिए, सरकार के साथ मिलकर के कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाया जा सकता है ई वेस्ट के सॉल्यूशन, वरना हम पता नहीं कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचे।
इसीलिए आज प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उठाया है एक बड़ा कदम स्वच्छ भारत की ओर। तो आइए अब साथ मिलकर तय करें कि हम हमारे ई वेस्ट को कहीं भी नहीं फेंकेंगे। हम करेंगे उनका केवल साइंटिफिक डिस्पोजल, ताकि हम यही वेस्ट को कर सकें रिड्यूस, रीयूज, रिसाइकल। और ये प्रोसेस के लिए भारत में कार्यरत है करीब 150 जितने ई वेस्ट ऑथोराइज्ड रिसाइकलर, जिनकी जानकारी आपको प्राप्त होगी आपके नजदीकी कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स यानी कि CSC से। और फिर आपको करना बस ये है कि अपने ई वेस्ट को इकट्ठा कर उसे पहुंचाएं नजदीकी ई वेस्ट कलेक्शन सेंटर तक, जो कि इन्हें पहुंचाएंगे इनकी सही मंजिल तक। यहाँ पर ही तो वेस्ट से होगा वेल्थ का निर्माण, वो भी बिना कुदरत या इंसान को नुकसान पहुंचाए। देश की जागरूकता से होगा हजारों लोगों के लिए रोजगार का सृजन, और होगा स्वच्छ और स्वस्थ भारत का भी निर्माण। स्वच्छ डिजिटल भारत, डिजिटल स्वच्छता की ओर एक बड़ा कदम।
टू GB।
Okay, so that was like one of the video I wanted to show you all, that gives an information how basically this electronic waste consisting of so many metallic functions that affects the human health. Plus, it is not been handled, I said, correctly. So we have number of recyclers. Now that number of recyclers has increased. I will also be sharing one of the PDF file which gives a complete information